Hey ping friends, it's been a while since my last video, and I know that I'm overdue for one because I have some propagations that I need to kind of pot up. It's been a hot minute since I've checked out my propagations. I have about like 9 or 11 of them going right now. They are super dry. I've neglected them a decent amount. So I just hope that they are alive and I can get them potted up. But first, I have a little announcement. I'm doing another event here in December. So it's like almost Thanksgiving. It's like Thanksgiving week right now. December 10th, if you're part of the Bart's Facebook group and Gardener, they have a Plant Miss event in San Jose. And I've signed up again to be another vendor at that show. So I'm hoping to bring a lot more of my pings to that and just share them with share them at the event. So if you're in the area, if you're watching this, please come on out and support, and I look forward to seeing you there. But first, we have kind of like a propagation 2.0 with my ping trays. Let me just kind of like first show you something. So with my ping trays, my old ping trays, you can tell here, it's super dry. They just been kind of like sitting on the side of my office here. Super dry. What I like to do is actually, I don't like to reuse the old soil, but I do like to use a sphagnum moss underneath. Sphagnum moss, it lasts like a long time, and I can always reuse that. I do like to use new soil just because of over time, like the peat kind of, it just gets all mossy, kind of like sticks together, and I just like to use the new soil. So what I typically do is I just kind of like scrape it off and then just kind of like put it in the green bin and then use a new soil. However, between like the soil and the sphagnum moss, there are, it still has like a lot of the soil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to update it by using a kind of like a fabric in between. So some kind of like mesh. So then when I'm looking to redo my ping tray, I can just kind of hopefully just peel it up. Pings have really shallow roots. I don't think that should be a problem, but yeah, I want to test it out. Just do a little experiment because I do want to, reuse the ping trays as much as possible. And it just makes it a little bit easier for myself. If you did not know what tulle is, like I asked my wife, I'm like, what's that mesh thing, that fabric mesh thing called? She was like, oh, it's tulle, like fabric tulle. I went to Joanne Fabric. I asked him like, oh, do you have fabric tulle? And she gave me this weird look. And she didn't know what like exactly I was talking about. In my mind, in my guy mind, I'm like, tulle, like T-O-O-L? Like what kind of like fabric tulle is this? It's just mesh. But that's not the case. But here, I have it here. It was actually just on the ground right in front here. So this is the tulle, T-U-L-L-E. So this is kind of like the mesh that I'm talking about. I got little remnants, super cheap. It was maybe like $2-3 for, I have 2 of these pieces, but I'm gonna use one of them. So hopefully I'll kind of put it on top of the sphagnum moss and then put the soil on top. Let's just see how it goes. But that's what I want to do. So I'm going to put together 2 ping trays right now, and then I'll bring over my propagations and just kind of show you how they look, and then hopefully I can pot them up too. So I may have not enough ping trays for my pings, but let's just see how it goes. So right here in front of you, I have all the materials that you need. So these are the ping trays that I use. They are like a 9, almost about like 8, what is this? 1 foot by 8 inch, so about 12 inches, 12 by 8. These are 12 by 8 by 2 kind of trays. They are from Daiso. They're literally food serving trays. I like them. I've been enjoying the clear ones just so I can see like the water levels. Then of course, sphagnum moss right there. I have my soil mix, my ping substrates, scissors, you're gonna need scissors. These little cups right here, these are part of the seed starting trays that I got, and I just kind of cut out the individual cells. What I would like to do too is, because there's a little hole like right here at the bottom, I would like to make this like a little bit bigger. So I noticed when I you know, when I have to fill up the water in these trays again, it only, you know, obviously with the small hole, it only releases, you know, a certain amount of water at a time. I want that rate to be a little bit faster, so I'm going to try to make this hole a little bit bigger, just for some better water flow. So basically not sitting there waiting for the tray to kind of like fill up water. Let's get started. Try to do about like a centimeter thick layer of seed starting cup just in one of the corners. Can't just... All right, well, there you have it. I have 2 ping trays right here. I put the tool, the mesh, just in between the sphagnum moss, between the layers. I don't know how this is gonna work out. I will find out maybe in about 6 months to a year, because that's typically about how long I have like each of the pings in there. Now, what I would like to do is, how do I make this hole like a little bit bigger? I got like a little knife right here, scissors, and just making the hole a little, actually, pretty big. Just to give you a little comparison, I kind of like just double sized, made the hole twice as big. So that should increase the water flow. Now that the ping trays are done, now here's the most anticipated part of this video. How are my propagations doing that I have neglected? And I'm talking months. I will read off the dates to you of when I started propagating this. So I am just crossing my fingers. Some of these propagations span over like a couple months. Some are like a little bit older than others, but let me just bring them on over. So right in front of you, you are now seeing my propagation, what is it, my propagation containers. Man, some of them are thriving. Actually, for the most part, I'm just kind of taking a quick visual like in here. And let me just kind of show you. So it's like this one. I have no idea what it is, but when you first look at it like on the inside, look how dry like those leaves are. Literally pretty dry. And like there's only like one in here that has still like a pretty green like leaf. What is this? Oh, look at this. Lilac lollipop. So this is lilac lollipop. It has been in here since October 6th. So we're talking almost like a month and a half. We're talking like 6 weeks. Look how bone dry that is. And I still have strikes here. So it is doable. You may not get all of them. You might get some of them. I definitely need to like pot that up. Here's another bone dry. Actually, they're all bone dry. But I just have a couple in here. All the leaves are they're all dried up. All right, which one is this one? I don't even know which one this is. Oh, Dusky Heart. Look at this. September 25th. I've had this in here almost 2 months. They've been in here for almost 2 months. All right, definitely need to pot these up. I even have some big ones in here. So check that out right there. I'm guessing, oh, I think I know which these are. I believe that this is raspberry blonde. Yep. I guessed that right. Raspberry blonde also in here since September 25th. Look, 2 months. 2 months that I've forgotten about these guys. They are still thriving. And then here, check this one out. Look at how small these leaves are. Super tiny like leaves, super tiny pups on them. Allersae Victoria. That's what these are. I gotta get these potted up. So I got some big ones, I got some small ones. Looking at each one of these. Also something similar right here. It's probably like a yucca. Let me see. Yucca-do 1730. Oh, 1713. I did not even put a date on this. What's wrong with me? Super tiny. Get these planted up. Let me show you some other kind of like some larger ones. This looks like Agnata gypsicola, or no, Agnata zechari. So look at these leaves. This has also been in here since 10/6, October 6th, almost a month and a half. See, still kicking. Something a little similar over here. Look at those long leaves. This looks like Agnata gypsicola. Oh no, Agnata El Lobo Moctezuma, also from September 25th. So here, it really goes to show you, you can still propagate them right in a bin. I have not watered these. I have not watered these whatsoever, or kept them moist, or, you know, when they say keep it like humid. I am super lazy. I'm, you know, like I said, I'm super busy. Man, this is awesome. They're still thriving. But let's get these suckers potted up. So typically what I like to do is keep the smaller ones together and then like the bigger ones together, so then they have plenty of room to grow. So let me do that. So that's what I want to separate first. So I got old plant tags that I've tried to, you know, like my pollinations that weren't successful. So I just put them in like a little tray. I know I'm going to use them like a little bit later. So I use these as dividers. I typically like to split it in half. Well, there's one of the trays. Kind of lined them up with more like the smaller ones. So it kind of fits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different pings into this one tray. So that's a good start. Well, that's gonna do it for potting up these 2 ping trays. Definitely had enough pings to fill them up. Also, let me just kind of show you, right? This is 7 of them. I still have more to pot up, so I just gotta make a couple more trays. Let me just kind of bring this up. There's 7 of them. I have 4. I'm just kind of like looking around right now. I have 4 more pings to pot up. So looks like I'm gonna have to prepare maybe 1 or 2 more of these trays. But it's kind of like a never-ending story. There we go. So there's the 2 ping trays. I'm just gonna put them up on my shelf, and then just put some water in them, and that's about it. Well, that does it for this video today. Hopefully you like it. It's kind of like a little update to my ping trays. Hopefully the tool, fabric tool, the mesh, works out the way I think it's gonna do over a period of time. But that's about it. Remember, I'm pretty lazy about my propagations, so I know I've read in like the ping forums, ping plantation, or any kind of like a carnivorous plant group that I'm a part of in Facebook. There's a few of you out there that kind of ask them, what's the best conditions to propagate, do your pullings? Like, if you want to do it just like me, I am the super lazy method. I just kind of set it and forget it. And you can definitely tell some of these pings have been in these trays for like 6+ weeks, almost 2 months. They are still viable, they've struck, and now I just got to take the time to just plant them. Just put them in these propagation trays. So I appreciate it. Thank you. I know I've been kind of like lax on giving some like video updates. I'm gonna put out some more. I know I have to do like my top 5 for November, my upcoming like plant event at like Plant Miss. So I do have a few things kind of going on. And just a reminder too, if you've kind of got all the way down to the end of this video, don't forget, I also sell some of my pings online. So mypingtopia.com. I will show you a picture of my pings, and then you can get that exact one. So thank you, I appreciate it, and until the next one, take care and goodbye. All right, bye-bye.